Oh, so I renegotiated because of the fact that we had some things that weren't what they were supposed to be. And we settled on 80 bucks for this lot. And then I went over to his pile of stuff that was stuff that he hadn't advertised, that, you know, his intention was if I was interested, he would sell it to me. And I put together another pile for guess how much? 40 bucks. So I ended up giving him the 120 after all. But the extra stuff I got for that extra $40 was some magnetic parallels or magnetic transfer blocks, whatever you want to, whatever you prefer to refer to them as. These are some sort of generic no-name deal, okay, and they need to be cleaned up. These, on the other hand, are actually Brown and Sharp 124s. Kind of hard to see on the top one there, but they're clearly marked Brown and Sharp 124s. I think, well, that's got a 124 on it to the left of it. This one that's so worn you can just make out the Brown and Sharp name, and then on the other end they both say 53. So I'm not quite sure what the numbers are on, what the correct part number is on those. Not really worried about it. How the mighty have fallen. So here's this Brown and Sharp pair of transfer blocks on Amazon, and you can buy these brand new on Amazon for $494.50 plus another $9.27 shipping. Ha ha ha. Well, how the mighty have fallen. You can also find these on eBay trading for anywhere from $20 to $50 when they're used. So just goes to show you where the bottom of that market dropped out, you know. And that's the problem too. Sometimes you're dealing with somebody you're trying to buy something like this from, and they go online and they go, oh, this is $494 on Amazon. I'll sell you these for $250. What a deal. Not. And I got this other indicator. This is another Federal drop indicator. This is a 0.5 indicator. This one actually is a lot cleaner than the last one. It's got another one of these sharp points on it, and it's on this long rod. And here we have boxes for a Bausch and Lomb loop, and what's in here is a loop, and it is, in fact, yeah, it is a Bausch and Lomb loop. I don't know how dirty it is. Nothing wrong with that. Works perfectly fine. This micrometer is very nice and clean. The lock works. It's got carbide faces. It says that it's a 1 to 2 inch 0.0001, so it's a tenths micrometer. Yep, there's the vernier. All right, it's got all that going for it. It has a, it's almost like it's supposed to be a friction lock, but it doesn't do anything in either direction. It just spins freely, so I don't get what the deal is with that. It doesn't seem to work correctly, unless it's not supposed to. So the problem is this little plastic piece right here, this like insulator, is supposed to go through, and the other piece was supposed to be attached to here that might have had the manufacturer's name on it, or it might not have. So it looks sort of like a bit of Toyo, but it could easily be a Viz made in Poland, or just a no-name made in Poland, or some other import. We've got a calibration sticker on here, and this was calibrated as recently as 2016, so yeah, this is a different lot of stuff. So like I said, I think I mentioned earlier, he described it as that this was actually his stuff that he was using, and he had just retired not that long ago, which that might be the case. I'm trying to get this sticker off because I want to see if there's anything to indicate the manufacturer underneath this. Probably going to take it off for nothing and end up with a bunch of lousy sticker residue on there. Oh, actually, it's one of those plastic coated deals there. It's not too bad. If I had known that there was going to be absolutely nothing underneath there to tell me about this micrometer, I would have just left the sticker on there. Then we got this fella right here. This also has the friction thimble, but it works perfectly the way it's supposed to. So this is a disc micrometer for measuring sheet material and things like that. The friction thimble on this one works exactly the way it should. It is just a thousandths micrometer. Oh, the lock works on this one. The lock won't stay locked. If I push on the lever, the lock locks, but I can't get the lock lever to go over and actually stay over. Huh. Alright. Bigger question is, who makes this thing? I got a feeling this one might be labeled right underneath here, so we're going to take this lot number, or whatever the hell this number is, off of here. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, winner, winner, chicken dinner. We got Brown and Sharp. And actually, we are having chicken for supper tonight. This is a Brown and Sharp model 215. So a little Gugon. And we'll be able to get that off of there. That's probably an expensive micrometer. Spotted the surface gauge. No markings on it whatsoever to indicate the manufacturer. It's a pretty nice one though, actually. The pins, I feel, yeah, the pins all move. When I got it, there was actually some surface rust on the bottom here, but it was pretty light. It cleaned up really well. But it was interesting. You see this side here, you can see this area right here is where there wasn't rust, and then this area you can see the stain, and more on this side. So, but the pins all work. It's got a really nice finish on it. So I don't know who makes this thing. Oh, the other thing too is it's a big one. It's one of the larger ones I've had in a while. That rod is over 12 inches long. Oh, hold on. I got a name right here. They did it again. The way they do that, lots of times they don't mark the bases on these, and they mark the rod. Sometimes it's down here, sometimes it's up here. The Starretts, I think it's usually up here. The last one was a Miller's Falls. It was like in the middle. That's a Starrett. It's an LS Starrett. Oh, that's a nice one. Let's see if we can figure out which model that is. Well, according to the Starrett catalog, the 257 series came in two base sizes, and the larger of the two base sizes was 3.5 inches by 3 3/16, which is exactly what this measures. So this is the larger, the 257 series, and there were two versions, the C and the D, because the A and the B were in the smaller base. The C was a 12-inch rod, which is what this is. I thought it was longer, but it's 12 inches. And then the larger, there was an 18-inch rod available, which would have been the 257D. So I'm pretty sure this is a 257C. Let's see if I can find some photographs to confirm that, because the picture in the book of this one doesn't show this screw here. But it could be this might be the smaller base. I don't know. Yeah, I googled 257C, and that's like one of the first images that comes up, and it's a perfect match for this sucker. I don't know if that's coming through, but it's a good match. Well, now that I know this is a 257C, I go back on eBay and I look, and last one of these that sold was, the pictures looked identical to this one, and it brought $100. It also had the clamping nut and the scriber, so it was more complete, and it was also being advertised as a hardened steel base. I'm wondering whether or not that isn't what this is. It would explain why it doesn't have any finish on it but is so polished. I can't think of too many ways to test if this is hardened without actually doing something rash, so I'm just gonna sell it as a 257C. Let somebody else decide. That brings us to the last two items. This is an interesting Brown and Sharp case. You know, the shape of it. And what's in here is apparently a Brown and Sharp thread micrometer. Oh no, they pulled another one on us. This is a tubular micrometer company. So it's a Tomiko. Should have known. It's got the classic hollow frame. I wonder what went in this Brown and Sharp case. And here's a Brown and Sharp case, Swiss made. Yeah, this I do remember. This is kind of a neat one. This is another one of those rolling micrometers that is very unique. This is probably made by Tessa or Etalon. So I don't know what the deal is with this, but this whole part right here just spins freely, which is weird. Oh, it's a vernier, I guess. As I turn this, the numbers change. Huh. That's funky. Brown and Sharp Model 200. Swiss made. Hey, I bet you there aren't one of these on eBay. Guess I never get tired of being wrong. First thing that comes up. Same exact one. Mechanical digital Swiss made micrometer. Number 200. Opening bid $50. Only a day and 2 hours left and nobody on it yet, so let's see if any have sold. Yep, there's one. Sold for $43 plus shipping. So call it $50. Might keep that one though, kind of a neat one. Might even be broken. I don't know if that's supposed to spin like it does. I guess I could read the instructions, right? I just figured out what the problem is with this micrometer. This sleeve that spins around and around and around. Yep, I was right. It's not supposed to do that. See these two holes right here? Well, that hole right there, the larger of those two holes, on the magnification clearly looks like it had something in it that is not there any longer. So, thought maybe a pin or something had dropped out. And I looked in the case real carefully, and lo and behold, see what's sitting there in the foam? A little tiny screw. So this little tiny screw has fallen out. Let's see if I can figure out how to put this back in. That hole is not threaded, and it doesn't just rely on the end of the screw to ride in that groove down there. I see mention of something about when you take this apart to clean it, put it back together, and make sure that, you know, it's there's a part that rides in the keyway. So this would be the keyway. The screw is supposed to go into this hole and then thread into a little tiny bar that rides in that keyway, and that's what locks this into this position that it's supposed to be in. So the question is, where is the keyway? The fact that the screw is just laying in the box there makes me wonder whether or not maybe somebody took this apart to clean it, lost the keyway, and then realized that they were pretty much out of luck and just didn't bother putting it back together. It would be nice if I just did this and the keyway slid down, but I don't see it. I don't think it's in there. I think that part's missing. Ooh, that's a bummer. Yeah, sadly, that part is missing. I was able to unscrew this thimble all the way to the point where the end where the keyway ends is completely exposed right here, and nothing. I even kind of gently shook it, hoping that maybe it fell off inside, was inside there somewhere, but it's not. So this micrometer is not going to be of any use to anybody unless I either procure or make. Oh man, I mean, that is so tiny. So I did clean out all of the cancer. This had that foam cancer where it's just like all dried out and deteriorated and falling apart. So I did get all that foam out of there, and I'm gonna have to find something to put that tiny screw in so it doesn't get lost. In the off chance that I get lucky at some point and am able to get one of these, maybe pops up on eBay and is sold as is for parts, like really cheap, where it would actually be worthwhile to buy it and take it apart for that one little piece. All right, so I think that's it. That's a wrap on this episode. I hope I didn't drone on too long about this stuff, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing, and if you like this video, please hit the like button. Take care.